Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you. You're watching ID Mind Media, Radio and Television, your favorite talk show hosted by Comrade Fritz Misodi. Today we are going to be talking about this the recent election in the U.S. and how it has affected Ambazonia. We know the Biden administration and Trump administration, the former Trump administration, had their policy on Ambazonia. So we're gonna bring those two and see how there's a compromise, and we look forward for the next 4 years for Trump's administration. Okay, we just saw the election that took place, and we saw how smooth and transparent the election went. We saw Kamala Harris just considered the loss, right? And I see a lot of people, Ambazonians there are some who are pro-Trump, there are some who are pro-Biden, there are some who are pro-Kamala, But I just want to remind Ambazonians that whoever be the president, it depends on our own comportment, on our own readiness, because it doesn't matter who wins the election, okay? Because a lot of people say, well, during Biden, there was some help coming from the American administration. Some say no, Trump, during the Trump era, there was some, but I will bring all those during this special show, and I just want you to make sure you share before we start the show. Make sure you share. Let's start the show, okay? Yeah. Yeah, so do your due diligence to share and share and share and share and share, okay? Share so that we start, okay? Yep. Those watching in YouTube, please make sure you subscribe so that whenever I come on air, you can see me, okay? Those watching on Facebook, those watching on Facebook, do your due diligence to subscribe. Hit the button there so that you subscribe to the channel. Okay, yeah, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that whenever I'm on air you can see me, okay? Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to share, so I'm trying to make sure we are on the same page, okay? Share as you join. I'm seeing all those who are trying to join now. Please make sure you share and share widely. Share as you join. I know a lot of you guys are watching from different parts of the world. Please make sure you share and share. Okay, we want to see a wide audience. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are right here in the studio of ID Mind Media, Radio and Television. Your host is Comrade Fritz Misodi. This is Fritz Misodi Talk Show. I host the show almost every day. I host a show when I deem necessary, when there's an emergency, and it's for the people of Ambazonia, and for our conscientization, for our information, for our own communication, okay? So today we are going to be talking about this recent change of presidency in America, okay? We saw Harris, who showed maturity. Harris is the vice president, but you saw how she showed maturity over Trump's lost, and she considered defeat, right? Okay, imagine other countries where if somebody loses an election, they don't want to leave office. But she is the current vice president of the United States of America. But she lost the election, and she sent a note to congratulate former President Trump of his win. And just because that is how American constitution work, right? They move every 4 years. There is an election, and that election there's a change of president. Okay, so Trump was the 45th president, and he now is gonna be, after Biden the 46th president. Trump is gonna be now the 47th president. That is how it goes. This is how he has been since the independence of America. If you calculate then till now, you see that is the 47th president is going to be installed in January. That is how the constitution is. I think when some of us are Ambazonians are watching this, we have to learn how democracy is practiced. We have to learn how people concede defeat, how people go run for election. I think because we have not had a credible election in Cameroon for too long, it has brainwashed our mentality. We don't even know what is democracy anymore. The Ambazonian people are just confused. They don't know what is democracy. But when we saw the former President Trump's administration then, it was a former President Trump administration that gave visa ban to those people who were the Cameroon government officials. Remember, Trump administration also banned the Cameroon support. They were supporting them diplomatically, no doubt, but for the military side, they only gave them military, diplomatic and military ties. They had that tie only for the Boko Haram issue. But they discovered that when they give Cameroon training and weapons, they were using that weapons on Ambazonian. So the American government, the Trump administration then decided to halt any support when it comes to military to the Cameroon government. And Cameroon government was taken out of the AGOA. AGOA is a American trade agreement. It's called AGOA. Cameroon was taken off from there. So those are what people tend to look at Trump's administration as very, very good in terms of the crisis in Ambazonia. Okay, because the Trump administration was more focused on the counter-terrorism cooperation with Cameroon, and they were more focused on trying to counter the Boko Haram in north of Cameroon. Okay, and other ISIS affiliates across West and Central Africa. But the Cameroon government was trying to paint the Ambazonian people as terrorists. But the Trump administration said no, these people are fighting a legal fight. This fight is not about terrorism. Don't use the weapon that you use in North to fight the Boko Haram to use on the people of Southern Cameroon. And when that is one thing that we can appreciate the Trump administration for sanctioning Cameroon government for using weapons that were supposed to be used in Boko Haram in the north of Cameroon. They were using some of those weapons on Ambazonians. That's why during the start of the war, the first half of the war, the first 5 years of that war, you saw the killings, the burnings, and so the American government said no. The Trump administration refused, okay, and said no. But let's look at the peaceful transition of power. Let's take example how Aijo handed power to Bia, and Bia took that power and turned it to something else. Today, the youths, the people of Cameroon, the people of Ambazonia have been brainwashed. They don't even know what is democracy. I don't know. If you put your hand on a Bible and you take an oath of office, right? You swear that I do so swear. They said, do you accept to run this office for this time, and you leave this office? You say, I do so swear. Then when the time comes, you say no. You don't want to leave office. This is Paul Biya, who said, yes, I do so swear. He raised his hand up and swear to the Bible. But when the time comes, in 1990, because before 1990, there was just one party system in Cameroon. When the people of Southern Cameroon formed the members of the people, and other parties formed the Frunzi formed the SDF. The SDF was formed as one of those parties to counter the CPDM. Yes, but when Frundi and all those people come in, they were more focused on trying to go for federalism in the La Republic. See, they are fighting from within. That's how the fight was. Okay, but today, where is SDF? It's dead. I know the new chairman Ozi is just doing his business. You know, he's the president of Swiss Airline. So, what kind of business can you do? What kind of politics can you play? When you are working with the government, you are working with all those things. You say, Frundi tried his best, but we told you have to support your people, because if you're fighting for the oppressor, you can't fight from within like that. It's hard to fight the regime. In 1990, we saw the birth of SDF. What happened? There was the issue of multi-party system to come in. Frundi won the elections. Frundi won Biya. But did Biya concede? No. But this is Biya accepting to follow the constitution and respect his term of office. When the time comes, he's going to leave office.
Do you solemnly swear before God and man to devote all your efforts to preserving, protecting, and defending the Constitution and the laws of the United Republic of Cameroon, to watch over the common will of the nation, and to uphold and defend the unity, integrity, and independence of the Cameroon fatherland? I do so swear. Do you solemnly swear before God and man to devote all your efforts to preserving, protecting, and defending the Constitution and the laws of the United Republic of Cameroon, to watch over the common will of the nation, and to uphold and defend the unity, integrity, and independence of the Cameroon fatherland? I do so swear.
You saw Biya, that's Paul Biya. Accepting that, okay, I'm gonna respect the terms as a president. Okay, so this is 1982 when Biya was handed over power by Aijo. He accepted to respect the constitution. Okay, but even though there was some politics, I always forget to tell you this. The speaker is an Ambazonian, right? But he was supposed to be the one even to take over power for constitutionally speaking, because they did not give any power to the vice presidency. They did not create the vice presidency for a reason. That's why the president can handpick anybody of his choice. And that is what is happening now. Because imagine the chain of command. Now, now it's like Bia. After Bia, who is the next? Is the president of the Senate. The president of the Senate, if the president of the Senate is sick, the first vice president. That's how it is. If the first vice president now, so they have to exhaust all those presidents of the Senate before they can even go now to the prime minister. They can, or they move from there, then they go now to the Speaker of the House of Assembly, which is Cavalier, before they can even touch the prime minister. Just see how a constitution is made, just to make sure that an Anglophone, or how they call it, an Ambazonian, will never be a president. Because for normal lawful system, if power is supposed to be shared according to the way that power is supposed to be shared, right, you have a vice president, and that vice president will automatically take over. You don't have to be going through first vice Senate president, first vice Senate president, Senate, all those things. Why do you even need to conduct election? Okay, the vice president will take over and will be the one to conduct a smooth transition. That's how it happens in a country where there is power sharing. But greed will not allow these people to say, okay, let's share power. Let's see how we can share this power. And okay, take these ministries. Let's take these ministries and see. That is how that was a concept of our forefathers back then. They were thinking that was their thinking. That it will be a power sharing something. But the Aijo regime gradually, Nicodemously transferred everything to Yaoundé. And before Foncha and Delhi, before they realized everything is being controlled in Yaoundé, all the things that we brought in, dilapidated, destroyed, taken away, or abandoned, or bankrupt for the banks. Everything that we brought. But now they will be coming to our resources, because the land is so rich, blessed with honey and everything. After crumbling all these our infrastructures, they're coming now for our cocoa, coming for our resources, coming for oil, coming for everything. That's why they're killing us today like this. Because they cannot manage anything. Because you cannot have a country where everything is privatized. What is privatization? It means that you are taking the company that is owned by the government and giving it to foreigners to run it for you. That's what we call privatization. That's what Longe was singing to privatiser ou privatiser. That's the meaning. Privatization. Taking the government like CDC, all these sonaras, they are run by foreign companies. Bolloré is the one running the Douala Seaport. It's a French company. Why are these people of Cameroon going to school? Or why are Ambazonians going to school if they cannot be allowed to run their own companies? So Ambazonians cannot run businesses. Ambazonians cannot be managers of CDC. Ambazonians cannot be managers of their own companies. How were they running their companies before we fakely joined these guys? That's the question we have to ask. Because when we left Nigeria, our parents were running their own businesses. They had nothing to do with La Republic. Okay. So talking about the Trump administration, we are looking at the concerns of Trump, the former Trump administration, and how this present Trump administration will still continue with their issue with sanctions. You remember they had some sanctions with the La Republic government, okay, where we had even the State Department made its annual report on human rights abuses in Ambazonia, okay, by the Cameroon government military, okay, and they were more of calling for dialogue, okay. That's why they supported the Switzerland negotiation. They were also supporting the Canada peace process. So all these are things that the Trump administration did. So hopefully this time around they will continue with what they left. That's why we have someone like Tibor Nagy. Tibor Nagy is a person who we all know was appointed by, is a Republican. So he is a very staunch Republican, and everything that he's saying is about the Trump administration. So you can tell from what he, this is what he said. Okay, he said, I suppose the right of Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, to determine their own future, since the Yaoundé regime ended the agreed to federation against the people's wishes, they should be able to decide. So far, Yaoundé has done nothing real to address their grievances. Okay, that is what Tibor Nagy just said. Right, he's right, right? Yeah, he say, I support the right of these people of Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, to determine their own future. Federal, that is what we call referendum, to determine their own future. Okay, he says, since the Yaoundé regime ended the agreed to federation against the people's wishes, the Yaoundé regime ended. So the name of secessionists or separatists should be out of the, because they ended it. The Cameroon BR regime ended that program with the IJO. They ended it. So the issue of that we are separatists or secessionists should be out of the picture. Okay, we are not. We are people who are asserting our self-determination, our own country, known by the United Nations. That is the thing that we have to, and some of the time I understand that people want to just have alliances and so on and so forth. Our cause is different from the Biafran cause. We are not going back to start asking the United Nations to create something for us, because we already had a country that was granted independence. So our case is not Biafra. We are not other people who have tried to fight for a land that is not theirs, or a land that doesn't have boundary. We have pillars, we have land certificate, we have land title for Ambazonia land. So it's not a land that you go and make a new land title. We are not. So people should know the kind of way we engage with different groups or different entities, so that we should not be termed like terrorists. Once you know how to explain your country to somebody, they will know that, oh, this is legal or something. You are not illegally fighting whoever. No, you are in a land recognized by the United Nations, voted by the United Nations, granted independence by the United Nations, and somebody just come and occupy your land. As simple as that. You have nothing to talk again. Who is the occupier? Is the illegal occupier. You are illegally occupied by a nation who claim that the land is theirs. During our independence, they were not there. During their independence, we were not there. So how can they come and claim a land that doesn't belong to them? As simple as that. You win the case. That's why La République don't want to go to negotiation, because they know they don't have a case. Okay? The only person that is afraid to go to court is somebody who does not have the case, or somebody who rushed to go and report you at the police station, thinking that if he is the first one to go and report you, he wins the case. Someone will be judged. La République is rushing to go and be reporting people, trying to say, oh, this person are causing it. No, go to negotiate. Negotiation is courthouse. Go there, put your case down, and let's have a mediator. A mediator will come and say, okay, you bring evidence. This person, okay, our evidence is already at the United Nations. We don't have any evidence to bring. The United Nations has themselves to blame for giving us a premature decolonization process. They have themselves to blame. So we don't have any evidence to bring. our country had independence. We had our independence. There's nobody who grants you independence and come and take it back. No, you don't grant one independence, then you come and take it back. Or if we had 64 countries that voted yes for independence, while we had about 20 that voted no, and we had about another 20 abstentions. Can those countries that voted for independence come and say, "Hey, no, please, we withdraw our vote for that we voted for the people of Southern Cameroon"? No, they already granted us our independence. So anybody coming to say all that nonsense trash, La Republic can do what they want. They are wasting time. They are wasting time because they cannot win us in the court. They cannot win us anywhere. They cannot win us even anywhere they go. They cannot win us. That's why they are trying to play all this gymnastics all these years. For the past 8 years, they are playing gymnastics. They will go and try to say, "Oh, they arrest one person, go and put here." That is nonsense. It's nonsense. You can arrest 50 activists. We are 8 million Ambazonians. We are more than 30. Our land size, our population is more than 100 countries in the world. So you cannot tell us that Ambazonia is too small to manage herself. Come on. How about all these small countries? Malta, Latvia, Lithuania. All these little countries that you have around the world. But Ambazonia, they say no. 8 million people. You see, they cannot manage themselves. It's all just politics going on, okay? But we have the Trump administration coming in, and we are happy because the Trump administration was the one that gave sanctions to the Cameroon regime. Since they said there were concerns about the abuse of the assistance that they give to them, okay? Like I said, so that's why they had to give them sanctions and stop their support that they were giving, their military support that they were giving to the Cameroon government, okay? And that is some of those things that we were trying to talk about. And those other aspects, the military and counter-terrorism partnership was halted for some time. Then the human rights abuse of the Cameroon military, the diplomatic call for dialogue. Remember, during the Trump era, the U.S. House of Representatives and the Senate were the first time that they wrote a letter, trying to call for dialogue and negotiation, okay? And also that sanctions and pressure on the individuals. Remember, they had to gave some names of individuals that cannot travel to the United States during the Trump era. They were giving visa ban during that period. So all these are aspects that when you look at, you can see how the Trump administration's response to the Ambazonian conflict was largely very strategic and very, very particular. Okay, so we are looking at that this time around, how the new Trump administration will pursue that same aggressive and approach and see. Okay, now for immigration, I know some people don't understand the side of immigration. Immigration, will be based more of those people who are here and those people who are about to come. Okay, remember the Trump administration has a policy of zero tolerance when it comes to the policy of illegal border crossings. Okay, it means that if you are coming through Mexico with the Trump administration, it will be more stricter. Okay, and the Trump administration prefer, when you come through Mexico, you stay in Mexico until your asylum is approved. That's how it is. So if you come this time now from January, once Trump administration take over, if you are coming through Mexico, be ready to stay in Mexico. Yes, that's the policy. So they are very strict on that. You stay in Mexico until your visa, if your asylum case, because you're coming to seek asylum, if your asylum case is approved, then they'll allow you to go into the United States. That's how the Trump administration. So they say zero tolerance when it comes to border crossing. So come ready. If you're coming from there, you're coming to seek asylum. Okay, but your asylum case, if you're coming from Ambazonia, they know that Ambazonia is in crisis. Okay, and if you're coming to seek asylum, is genuine, then you are good. But La Republic, people are still taking advantage of it. They are coming to seek asylum when some might be the military, the Cameroon military, because they are leaving the war. They are leaving. A lot of Cameroon military are running and they are coming to America. They can also seek asylum because they are coming because of the war. They're coming that they don't want to fight anymore and they have safe haven here. So, and you see that's what you say. Even though they are coming to America, but they will go and look back for Ambazonian lawyers. That's same military. So we are telling them we have a lot of good lawyers here in America, Ambazonian lawyers, that can help them. When they come to America, help them with their case, with their asylum cases, and they will go through the asylum process. So if they are coming, they should know the people that they are fighting there, they will come and meet most of their families here in America. So that's what we are telling those military. Okay? So that is what we are talking about. So they will come, but they'll stay more. If you come during this Trump administration, it's just you have to remain in Mexico. That's what they call the Migrant Protection Protocol. So be ready to stay in Mexico until your asylum is granted. So it's not easy process, right? And it's long process. And so just know that there's so many other issues that does not really concern us that way. But the Trump administration also ended the DACA program. DACA is a deferred action for children arrivals. It means that if you come here and you come with your children who do not have documents, they were under this DACA. They are under DACA. Okay, so but the Trump administration want to end DACA. So we want to end the support. So there are things that sometimes people say, but they don't know how. Some people prefer some other administration to other administration too, but everybody has their own preferences, right? But for those people who are foreigners who are coming here, they want to struggle, their family, imagine ending DACA. It means that they're ending the documentation of your children. Okay? So how do you think your children can live? They are all, these DACA are called dreamers. They are children that are coming from parents who are undocumented. So they are trying to give them that document to give them hope that they can go to school, they can be legal. So their parents' illegality should not affect them, right? They are called dreamers. But now if the Trump administration always fight to end the dreamer program. So the DACA would definitely end, you see. So there's some positivity on some side, and on the other side. So then also there are other aspects in the Trump immigration policy that affects Ambazonians in some other way and some other way. But the one that affects most Ambazonians will be the TPS. Remember, the Biden administration gave TPS to many countries, about 4 or 5 countries now. We have like El Salvador, Haiti, because all these countries are going through war and crisis. Cameroon is one of them. Ukraine and Cameroon were giving TPS at the same time. This is called temporary protective status. Trump plans to end this for several countries. So our only hope is that let it not end it for those people who are from war-torn countries like Cameroon, Ambazonia. Because this TPS help those people who are coming to America to have temporary protection status. That's the title of the TPS, to help them. Okay, so we hope that the Trump administration will think about that, so that these TPS can continue for the people of Southern Cameroon, Ambazonia, who are still being who are coming from war-torn countries. Okay, so if you are covered with these TPS, I don't think you fall under that domain of deportation, because the Trump administration plans to deport. Okay, they call it expedited removal and increased deportation. So it will do a lot of that too for those, especially those people who are committing crimes. So I'm urging Ambazonians, if you are coming to America, please stay out of crimes. Stay out of crimes, because with this Trump administration now, if you have even green card, they will still send you back. They don't care if you have those, especially violent crimes, crime of that involve weapons, crime that involve kidnapping, crime that involve sexual harassment, of sex trafficking. Those crime that is automatic felony. Trump administration will not keep you here. They will send you direct back to your country. So please stay out of those problems, so that you avoid being part of this bunch that this administration is gonna send back. And they are even talking of not even giving automatic citizenship. You remember when children are born here, they just have automatic citizenship, right? Trump want to earn it to some people. So that is how it is. Okay, so but we hope that with the new administration, we hope that there will be some leniency in some of those areas, like TPS. We hope TPS, they will not cancel TPS for Southern Cameroonians. Okay, and we shall hope to see how it goes there. Okay, so thank you. Let's stay blessed, and I hope that we are learning from the election that just passed. Okay, how we saw the peaceful transfer of power, transparency and democracy, and how Harris considered defeat and call Trump on the phone and congratulate Trump and say thank you for, that is democracy. Our people should learn. Our leaders should learn, because Biden stepped down and ask Kamala to go ahead and run for presidency, because this is Biden's first 4 years. He can still run for office, but because he puts the country first, he put the party first, not his ego, not his personal self. He handed it, say, okay, Harris, go ahead. You're my vice president. Go ahead and run as the president. That is how people should learn. We are in America. We are learning from democracy. If you are in America, you are still behaving like those people in Cameroon who will stay in power and refuse to leave office. Then you are copying the wrong example. So I hope that we are learning from those things. Okay, I'll end with this. Abdul Karim said, let me read what Abdul Karim said. Okay, yeah, he said the presidency of the United States, regardless of party affiliation, should not distract us from our internal issues. We must unite and speak as one to effectively address our challenges and seek global support. By prioritizing unity or effective collaboration, we will create a stronger foundation for seeking international help. President Trump won't fix that for us. No one will change us until we change ourselves. That's coming from Comrade Abdul Karim. I think this is a good message, because he talked about the unity and collaboration and speaking as one. We have been preaching that Ambazonians should learn. Okay, if we are fighting this struggle for the past 8 years, if you have that mindset of staying in line with your objective, your goal, we will still remain Ambazonia. We are fighting the same struggle, but people are arguing every day, going left and right. If we have the same agenda, the same goal, why should we be fighting in the first place? If we have the same agenda, Our goal is to arrive Boya. All right. We have different of opinion, good and fine, but let's stay focused on that one goal together. Talk to each other, collaborate. I know it's hard for everybody to be under one umbrella. I know people want that to happen. It will not happen. Even in America, Republican will never be Democrat. Sometimes they don't even want to even be any. We understand that. There are people who are independent. They don't want to be Republican. They don't want to be Democrat. So you cannot force people to come in one umbrella. But they know that they are building a country. They respect each other's opinion. They respect each other's vote. That is democracy. And if our people have that mindset, that's democracy. Democracy is not that you want me to come and join your group. If I'm not in your group, they will become enemy. If you don't talk to this person, you don't want me to talk to that person. My enemy should be your enemy. Come on, that is not how we rule a country. Give freedom of speech, freedom of expression to everybody. Let everybody air out their views, what they want. But when it comes to those kind of things, we have to have a consensus so that we talk together, discuss about the future of Ambazonia. This is not the future of anybody. This is the future of 8 million people. So why should we take it personal? Why should we be taking stuff personal when you are fighting for 8 million people? And some of us will not even see that promised land. Why are we struggling to fight for things that we are just trying to help? Thank you for watching and stay blessed. God bless you. God bless Ambazonia.